Do you observe your physique altering almost in front of you? The vitality that once seemed boundless now diminishes with each day. What I am about to reveal will likely contest everything you have been told regarding aging and the loss of muscle. Please listen through to the conclusion. The final piece of knowledge reshaped my entire view on extended health and has the power to change countless lives feeling trapped by the passage of time. A concealed reality. The majority of mature individuals viewing this are dealing with a condition known as age-linked muscle decline. This silent depleter chips away at your autonomy, one muscle strand after another. However, this is what medical professionals may not emphasize. This decline is not as unavoidable as many assume. For many years, we've resigned ourselves to muscle wasting as a natural outcome of growing older. Yet, current investigations have uncovered something both more concerning and incredibly hopeful. Imagine if the hours leading up to your sleep represent the most vital period for safeguarding the strength accumulated over your lifetime. And that particular nutrients taken in this time frame could substantially slow or possibly reverse the muscle weakening that makes daily tasks increasingly tough. I have dedicated the past 18 years to examining Eastern and Western philosophies on vitality, collaborating with both traditional wellness practitioners and pioneering scientists. My findings about pre-sleep nourishment were a game changer for my senior participants. A notable example is Eleanor, who first came to my wellness center at 70, reliant on a walking aid. She was certain her self-sufficiency was lost for good. 5 months after adopting the evening nutrition plan I will detail, she phoned me overjoyed. She had just completed a 2.5-mile walk. Without her walker or any help, I feel like I've got a new lease on life, she shared this evening. I am unveiling the 4 distinct foods that, when taken before rest, establish an ideal biological setting for strength retention. This isn't about complex pills or restrictive eating plans. It's about aligning with your body's innate patterns and giving it precisely what it requires during the vital recuperative sleep hours. A misunderstood mechanism. Before I list these foods, it's essential to grasp why common beliefs about aging and muscle reduction are fundamentally incorrect. We're conditioned to think muscle deterioration is purely an age-related issue. That beyond 55, a loss of 0.8 to 1.8% of muscle mass annually is expected, with this accelerating past 75. This story benefits those who gain from our reliance on drugs and mobility devices. But it overlooks groundbreaking studies from vitality research centers worldwide. What truly occurs is an intricate dance of hormonal shifts, internal irritation, and, most importantly, a disruption in muscle protein creation. As we get older, our systems become less effective at using protein to develop and sustain muscle. This ability falls by roughly 25% by age 68. But, and this is pivotal, this reduction isn't consistent throughout the day. The most significant decrease occurs while we sleep. This is where the standard, just consume more protein, guidance falls short. The timing and synergy of your intake are just as critical as the amount. During sleep, your system initiates its most profound repair phase. Lacking the correct nutritional components, it cannot adequately mend the microscopic wear that muscles undergo daily. Instead of renewal, you experience gradual decay night by night, week by week, year after year. I noted this recurring theme among my older clients who were doing all the right things, exercising consistently, eating well, getting enough protein, yet still saw their vigor diminish. Then, I came across studies from the Tokyo Longevity Research Center that investigated nighttime muscle upkeep. Their conclusions appended accepted notions and hinted at a remedy that was always there. A cellular insight. The processes in your body as you sleep are truly remarkable. While you are in dreamland, countless cells are diligently repairing genetic material, eliminating cellular byproducts, and reconstructing tissues. However, this activity demands specific raw materials and catalysts, compounds that initiate and boost these repair functions. Without these, your body is like a workshop attempting repairs with no tools or supplies. The primary repair agent, human growth factor, reaches its zenith during deep slumber. This hormone is key for muscle upkeep and rebuilding, but it needs a proper nutritional base to function optimally. This is where the significant discovery lies. Specific foods foster what researchers term a muscle-sparing state when eaten before bedtime. This finding clarifies why certain populations show notably lower incidences of age-related muscle wasting. In regions like Okinawa, Japan, renowned for its exceptionally long-lived inhabitants, traditional evening nourishment includes distinct nutrient blends that, more by cultural habit than by scientific intent, flawlessly aid nocturnal muscle upkeep. Their seniors stay robust and self-reliant deep into their 90s. My initial reaction to this information was doubt. If the answer was so simple, why wasn't it widely known? The reason became apparent when I examined the financial incentives. The international market for mobility assistance and treatments for age-linked muscle decline is valued at over 55 billion each year. There is scant monetary motivation to advocate for straightforward food-based answers that individuals can use without prescriptions or medical supervision. Timeless knowledge. My personal path to this understanding started during a period at a Himalayan monastery, learning from Master Chen, who at 90 could still perform martial disciplines that would test practitioners decades younger. His physical vigor defied conventional medical forecasts. When I inquired about his methods, he didn't mention rare botanicals or strenuous training. He spoke of respecting the body's inherent rhythms through conscious evening nourishment. The body restores at night what it expends by day, he explained. If you provide it with pebbles instead of proper building materials, how can it construct a durable dwelling? This profound yet simple idea propelled me into a decade-long study of traditional customs across various cultures, seeking shared elements in how the most energetic elders managed their final meal of the day. A consistent pattern emerged, one that contemporary science is only now starting to confirm. In varied traditions, from ancient Chinese practices to Ayurvedic principles and Mediterranean habits, particular nutrient combinations were consumed prior to sleep, fostering what we now recognize as the prime conditions for muscle preservation and renewal. However, it was only when I collaborated with nutrition scientists at the European Institute for Aging Well that we could pinpoint the exact processes involved. Employing sophisticated muscle analysis methods and overnight metabolic tracking, we observed how certain foods profoundly influence the body's nighttime muscle protein creation, the system by which your body sustains and rebuilds muscle. The findings were astonishing. Individuals who had the correct nutrient blend before sleeping exhibited up to 30% enhanced muscle protein creation during sleep compared to a control group over a 5-month span. This led to tangible improvements in muscle volume, power, and everyday functional ability. Essential timing. Now, prior to revealing the 4 particular foods that achieve this, you must appreciate the element of timing. The success of this method depends on harmonizing with your body's innate cycles. The optimal period for taking these muscle-supporting foods is 45 to 75 minutes before you go to sleep. This time frame permits initial digestion while guaranteeing the nutrients are accessible during the peak restorative phases of deep sleep. I have observed too many individuals misjudge this. Eating too soon means nutrients are processed before deep sleep starts, or eating too late means digestion disrupts sleep quality. Both errors diminish the potential advantages. The ideal moment is when nutrient availability coincides with your body's highest output of human growth factor and intense cellular mending activities. Consider it akin to sowing seeds just preceding a downpour. Coordinating the sowing with prime growing conditions vastly improves the harvest. Your body operates similarly. Timing your nourishment to match natural repair cycles amplifies its impact. With that vital groundwork established, allow me to introduce the 4 specific foods that, when taken within this period, cultivate the best environment for maintaining and rebuilding muscle tissue as you mature. The foundational element. The first key food might take you by surprise, as it has been unjustly criticized in standard dietary recommendations for seniors. Nevertheless, it is arguably the most potent aid for nighttime muscle upkeep. High-grade, slowly absorbed casein protein, naturally present in dairy products like cottage cheese, thick Greek yogurt, and certain protein powders. Casein delivers a prolonged release of amino acids throughout the night. In contrast to whey protein, which is quickly taken up and used, casein establishes a steady 6 to 8 hour stream of the essential components your muscles require for mending. This slow release quality makes it exceptionally beneficial during sleep, when your body needs a continuous supply rather than a rapid surge of nutrients. A significant study featured in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition showed that 35 grams of casein taken before bed boosted muscle protein creation during sleep by 20% versus a placebo. For older adults, this means demonstrably better muscle retention over time. Participants who followed this routine for 5 months experienced markedly less muscle decline than control groups, irrespective of their exercise regimens. What makes casein especially potent is its rich content of leucine, the main initiator for muscle protein creation. As we age, our systems need more leucine to start this process. While younger individuals typically need about 1.5 grams of leucine, seniors might require 2.2 to 2.8 grams for a similar muscle building effect. An appropriately sized serving of casein-rich food offers this exact quantity. My acquaintance Samuel, a past long-distance runner who had seen his legs strengthen despite consistent walking, added casein-rich cottage cheese to his evening regimen. Within 4 months, he mentioned that the stairs at his home were no longer the obstacle they once were. It's not merely the physical improvement, he shared. It's the self-assurance that returns with feeling capable again. Defense against irritation. The second vital element targets the covert underminer of muscle integrity in older adults: persistent internal irritation. While a degree of irritation is a natural aspect of muscle mending, chronic, low-level irritation significantly obstructs muscle protein creation. This is why the second crucial bedtime food is wild Montmorency cherries or their undiluted juice. These exceptional fruits harbor compounds known as anthocyanins, proven to lessen inflammatory indicators and oxidative damage. A study in the European Journal of Sports Physiology found that individuals consuming Montmorency cherry juice before sleeping had notably less muscle breakdown overnight compared to those who did not. This discovery is especially pertinent for seniors because aging naturally elevates baseline internal irritation. This heightened irritative state constantly hinders muscle preservation efforts. By specifically addressing nighttime irritation, Montmorency cherries foster a more conducive setting for the muscle rebuilding process. Furthermore, these cherries are among the scarce natural food sources of melatonin, the hormone that governs sleep patterns. Restful sleep is indispensable for muscle upkeep. The most intensive repair occurs during deep sleep phases. By enhancing both sleep quality and diminishing internal irritation, Montmorency cherries provide a twofold advantage that directly aids muscle maintenance. I observed this effect strikingly in my work with veteran support programs, where many ex-military personnel contend with both sleep issues and accelerated muscle wasting. One individual, David, had attempted various prescribed sleep aids without halting his declining strength. After introducing Montmorency cherry concentrate before bed, he not only slept better, but also showed noticeably improved retention of strength from his rehabilitation exercises. For the first time in ages, he told our circle, "I don't feel like I'm in a losing struggle with my own body." The magnesium marvel. The third essential component tackles a widespread deficiency affecting an estimated 75% of older adults, directly influencing muscle operation and preservation. Magnesium. This vital mineral participates in over 300 bodily chemical reactions, including those governing protein creation, muscle and nerve operation, and energy generation. As we mature, magnesium uptake diminishes notably due to alterations in digestive function, lower stomach acidity, and the adverse effects of common drugs. This scenario creates a situation where the body requires more magnesium for muscle upkeep but takes in less from food. The outcomes are significant but often wrongly blamed solely on aging muscle spasms, heightened tiredness, and a quicker decline in strength and ability. Dark green leafy vegetables such as spinach are nature's magnesium reserves and are an excellent addition to your pre-sleep nutrition plan. Just a single serving of cooked spinach can supply nearly 35% of the daily magnesium older adults require, in a form the body can readily utilize during sleep. Magnesium's particular value before bed lies in its capacity to activate the parasympathetic nervous system, your body's rest and restore state. When this system is fully active, your body shifts energy from stress reactions towards regenerative activities, including muscle care. Moreover, magnesium aids in regulating cortisol, the stress hormone that, if high at night, can substantially hinder muscle protein creation. I saw this principle in action with Helen, a 76-year-old who was informed her ongoing leg spasms and diminishing hand strength were simply due to getting older. After incorporating magnesium-abundant foods into her evening meals, she not only found relief from spasms but also a progressive recovery of functional power. My physician was astonished when I showed improvement on every physical capability test, she informed me. He inquired about the new medication I was on. He found it hard to accept it was merely spinach. Collagen reinforcement. The fourth element addresses a frequently ignored facet of muscle capability, the network of connective tissues that enables muscles to produce force efficiently. Collagen, the most prevalent protein in your system, provides the structural basis for muscles, tendons, and ligaments. With age, collagen synthesis falls sharply, affecting not only skin firmness but also the structural soundness of the entire musculoskeletal framework. This is why bone broth or foods rich in collagen become vital before bed. They deliver specific amino acids, glycine, proline, and hydroxyproline, that are the foundational units for collagen creation. What makes these amino acids especially beneficial at night is their contribution to what researchers call tissue architecture integrity, the structural framework that allows muscles to work effectively. Research featured in the International Journal of Exercise Science showed that individuals who took collagen peptides before sleeping demonstrated significantly better preservation of muscle capability compared to those who had other proteins. The distinction seems to lie in how collagen bolsters the entire musculoskeletal system, not just the muscle fibers. For seniors, this means enhancements not only in muscle volume, but also in practical, functional strength, the kind that helps maintain independence. Clara, an 81-year-old in our nutritional program, added bone broth to her evening habit and mentioned that, for the first time in ages, she could rise from low seating without needing her arms for leverage. "It's not just about appearing stronger," she remarked, "it's about navigating the world with assurance." The ideal synergy. What renders this four-part strategy so potent is the synergistic action of its components, each boosting the impact of the others. The slow-release protein supplies the raw materials. The Montmorency cherries cultivate an ideal low-irritation environment. The magnesium energizes crucial enzymatic activities, and the collagen fortifies the structural support. Collectively, they address muscle upkeep from various perspectives at once. The practical execution is simple. Approximately 1 hour before retiring, have a modest serving of cottage cheese or Greek yogurt. For casein, about 1/3 of Montmorency cherry juice or a small portion of the cherries, a side of lightly cooked dark leafy greens like kale, and a small serving of bone broth or a collagen-rich food. This blend takes mere moments to assemble but furnishes hours of optimal muscle, preserving nourishment during sleep. Its simplicity is deliberate. The most successful health strategies are those one can adhere to consistently. I have coached numerous seniors with this plan, and the outcomes are compelling. They not only achieve tangible enhancements in muscle retention but also report considerable improvements in their life quality, from more restful sleep and better mobility to renewed self-belief in their physical capacities. A common misunderstanding. Now, I must tackle the widespread belief that has deterred so many older adults from trying this method: the apprehension about eating before sleep. Standard advice has long cautioned against nighttime consumption, pointing to worries about digestion, sleep disturbance, and weight increase. This sweeping ban has caused significant detriment by depriving aging bodies of nourishment during vital repair periods. The reality is more complex. What truly counts is not if you eat before sleep, but what you consume. The 4 elements I have described are chosen specifically to aid, not hinder, sleep quality while delivering the exact nutrients required for overnight muscle preservation. Indeed, studies from the Belgian Sleep Science Center indicated that appropriate pre-sleep nourishment actually enhances sleep quality by balancing blood sugar and supplying the amino acid tryptophan, which aids in regulating sleep patterns. Participants in their research who had the protein-rich, anti-irritation evening snacks I suggest showed improvements in both sleep quality and length compared to those who abstained from eating before bed. This insight reveals a major paradox in typical advice for seniors. The very habit advised for better health, avoiding food before bed, actively contributes to faster muscle decline and the associated loss of function. A tailored strategy. While these 4 elements establish the groundwork for effective nighttime muscle preservation, individual requirements can differ based on health status, medications, and personal reactions. This is where attentive self-monitoring is key. I advise my clients to keep a straightforward log, noting their adherence to this plan along with observations on morning vitality, any nighttime unease, and weekly notes on strength and capability. This habit uncovers trends and facilitates personalized adjustments. For instance, some with digestive sensitivities might need smaller amounts or slight timing modifications. Others might find that specific ways of preparing these foods suit their systems better. The core principle stays the same, supplying the correct nutrients during the vital time frame, but the precise execution can be customized. This individualized method is a stark departure from the generic solutions usually given to seniors. Your body's inherent knowledge, once you learn to heed it, offers the most sophisticated guidance. The journal becomes an ongoing conversation with your own physical state, yielding insights that no standard recommendation ever could. Arthur, a 77-year-old retired academic who valued his systematic approach, fully adopted this tracking method. After 4 months, he found his ideal timing was a bit earlier, around 80 minutes before bed instead of 60, and that gently warming his cottage cheese improved its digestibility. These apparently minor tweaks resulted in markedly better outcomes. For the first time, he shared, "I feel like I am collaborating with my aging body, not waging a hopeless war against it." Real-world application. Before I reveal the ultimate insight that could reshape your view of aging, let me discuss the practical aspects of putting this into practice. Having guided many seniors through this, I can foresee the usual hurdles and inquiries. Firstly, consistency outweighs perfection. An occasional missed evening won't halt your progress, but making this practice an integral, non-negotiable part of your routine produces the most significant effects. Many of my participants find that connecting it to an established habit, like nighttime dental care or taking evening medication, helps solidify the practice. Secondly, quality is paramount. The nutritional richness of your chosen foods directly influences their effectiveness. When feasible, choose organic dairy from pasture-raised animals, cherries free of added sugars, organic greens and bone broth from reputable sources. Your body discerns the difference. Thirdly, patience is crucial. While some advantages, such as enhanced sleep quality, might appear within days, the muscle-preserving benefits accrue steadily over weeks and months. The most striking transformations I've observed typically occurred between the 4 and 7-month stages, as the cumulative effects of nightly muscle upkeep started to show in tangible strength and ability. Carol, who began our vitality program feeling resigned to increasing frailty, expressed it wonderfully after 5 months of consistent effort. It's like tending a garden. On a daily basis, you might not see dramatic shifts, but when you look back at where you began, the change is unmistakable. The profound truth. Now allow me to share the understanding that possesses the ability to alter not just your strategy for muscle preservation, but your entire outlook on aging. This is the realization that transformed everything for my clients and could do likewise for you. The standard narrative about aging depicts decline as certain, a singular path towards reduced capability. This portrayal is not merely disempowering, it is fundamentally flawed. Our current understanding of human biology reveals a more intricate and optimistic reality. While some elements of aging are indeed progressive, functional deterioration is primarily a result of our lifestyle choices, not merely our chronological age. The body retains extraordinary regenerative power well into later years. Given appropriate conditions, including the pre-sleep nutrition plan I've detailed, it can maintain and even restore capabilities that common belief deems irretrievably gone. This is not wishful thinking. It is supported by research across various fields, from exercise science and neurology to nutritional studies. What makes this insight so empowering is how it restores control to the individual. Instead of viewing decline as fated, you see it as responsive to your actions, including your pre-bedtime food choices. This change transforms aging from an event that befalls you into a journey you actively steer and shape. I have seen this mental shift occur repeatedly among my older participants, and its effects go far beyond physical prowess. When individuals grasp their ability to influence their aging process, everything shifts: their outlook for the future, their daily decisions, even their self-image and assurance. Samuel, the former long-distance runner I spoke of earlier, articulated this beautifully at our 5-month review. Realizing I can impact how my body ages hasn't just changed my physique, he stated. It's transformed my mindset. I've stopped bracing for decline and started preparing for sustainability. That shift alters everything. The ultimate understanding. The final piece of wisdom I wish to impart extends beyond even the potent nutritional plan I have shared. It addresses a deeper reality about aging, one that has been clouded by societal narratives and commercial agendas. The human body's ability to sustain and reconstruct itself does not cease with advancing years. It adapts to the environments we cultivate. The 4 pre-sleep foods I have detailed are not simply dietary suggestions. They symbolize a profoundly different way of approaching the latter part of life. When you take these specific nutrients before sleeping, the casein protein, the Montmorency cherries, the magnesium-rich greens, and the collagen support, you are engaging in a deeply unconventional act. You are challenging the story of unavoidable deterioration and claiming your power to craft a new narrative. This method has assisted countless individuals in regaining strength they believed was permanently lost, but its most significant contribution might be the mindset it fosters. When you directly observe how your body reacts to these deliberate actions, when you perceive the tangible results in your everyday existence, you cultivate an unwavering belief in your power to shape how you age. That belief becomes self-perpetuating. As strength and capability enhance, activity levels naturally rise. With greater activity comes deeper engagement with life. This positive feedback loop directly counters the downward trend many have been led to believe is an inevitable part of aging.